Hello. This is a completely random and unscripted video, but it's been a long time and a lot has changed. So I'm giving a little update and some thoughts on just like being a trans person who has completed their own transition. Because I was just like laying on my bed and realized, like, wow, I am where I have always wanted to be, and that makes me so happy. Anyway, quick update about what's happening. If you don't know me, I'm Jess. I'm a non-binary person who had the privilege to transition at a young age, and I was born female for context, so a lot of my channel is like dedicated towards specific transition-related things, like mostly medical stuff. Um, but every so often I'll throw in some random stuff about just life and identity and euphoria and dysphoria and all the good stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know when I last made a video, but since then I've moved states. I'm now a college student, yay for that. And yeah, it's a crazy experience because like moving states and being in a whole new group, it's just like no one knows me for who I was like 6 years ago. So I am seen as who I am now, and that's a crazy experience because it's like, being non-binary, in kind of like, preferring gender neutral language and stuff, it requires like coming out to everybody, being like, hi, I use they them, I am non-binary, and eventually getting closer to people, like explaining like, oh yeah, I'm actually just like transgender, so I've like, been through all that, I have that life experience. um, so it's like so interesting being in a place now where people don't know, like it's my choice to share what I want, kind of thing, which is really awesome. And definitely a little interesting because being in the LGBTQ community here, it's like most people are just assuming that I'm like born male and like just identify as non-binary, and it's just kind of like funny because while I'm happy and comfortable presenting in this masculine way, and obviously I've had testosterone and top surgery, so I'm like look very masculine, but internally I'm just non-binary, and I like to look this way just because it's my preferred style. But it's being trans is definitely part of my identity and a big experience for me. Obviously, it still comes up every day for myself. So it's like adding that second layer of coming out is kind of interesting. Like, where originally I have to be like, oh, I'm non-binary, so people like use the right pronouns, and then later, like, if I feel like it's important and affects the way people see me, I like also come out with being like, yeah, I'm trans. I was born female, and now I look like a guy. Like, because I think definitely the idea of people in the LGBTQ community like also seeing me as male is just like, that's not me being seen necessarily. And the whole point of community like that is to be seen as who you like actually are, and to me that means I am a transgender non-binary individual. Yes. Anyway, um, so that's kind of interesting. College decisions in general are a little hard, especially like with the state of the world and politics right now, because the states that I could not necessarily guarantee now anymore, but expect to be able to still access medical treatment or like mental health resources or just have a safe community, like it was quite limited. But here I am in a blue state that was not my previous blue state, and it's great. Very happy here. I was able to get a driver's license that still has X on it, so happy for that. And the school especially has a large queer community, and while it is like mixed with political views, it's generally very accepting no matter like what your views are, which is quite lovely. um, yeah, I'm currently in a dorm. This is not my side back there, that's my roommate, who happens to be my childhood best friend who just moved here, so that's nice. Anyway, um, yeah, so now some words on like my thoughts of being like quote unquote fully transitioned. Obviously, throughout your whole life you change, and maybe when I'm in my 20s or 30s I'm gonna present differently than I do now, or you know, want want to do something different, but it's like growing up, I had specific desires about how I wish I could be. Obviously, if you've watched other videos, know that includes like I had chest dysphoria and like dysphoria about my voice, and my face, and my body, and I just like had this vision of like who I wanted to be in my head, and now I'm just here, and life is peaceful, and I'd never have to like worry or think about how I look in that regard. Like obviously I still like, you know, have my own concerns about like acne or style stuff, but that's all just like superficial and just what it means to be human, and I'm just happy to have that experience of just simply being human and not having to like think about gender and my sex all the time. And like I was on Amazon and it like randomly popped up like Amazon binder searches, like chest binders. I'm assuming everyone knows what that means. If you don't, like you can search it up. Um, and it just took me back to like 2020 when I was trying to figure out how to get a binder without asking parents for it. And I'm just like reading, you know, when I look at the reviews of people who just bought it, and it just like makes me think of when I was like 13 and going through all this and trying to find ways to be comfortable with myself, and knowing that here I am now, like, and it's been like 2.5 years since top surgery, and I'm just like feeling good and grateful to be here because times were rough when everything felt against me, and I'm just glad that I had the opportunities and the support to get to the point I am today. Um, yeah, and I guess the only thing I can foresee myself like wanting to do in the future related to gender transition is like perhaps explore more stuff along androgynous lines, because I'm happy being a masculine presenting person, but it would also be really cool for people to like assume I'm non-binary. And well, by my choice, like obviously if I was working in Wyoming or something, I don't want to be visibly trans, but to have like the option to lean more androgynous would be cool. Although I don't like feminine clothes, so I don't know what I would do necessarily. But like maybe my hair, like if I were to grow it out more, in a way that wasn't annoying to deal with. But yeah, I'm just like putting this out here just to spread trans joy, and might make more videos at some point. I'm like close to 500 subscribers here, and I don't even like do anything. So it'd be kind of cool to actually have a consistent uploading thing and take a channel more seriously. But yeah, if anyone has questions or video ideas, I'd be happy to take suggestions. But yeah, I don't know, that's all I have to say right now. For anyone who's seen the other videos and sees this again, hello. Uh, sorry for being gone, I guess. Just, you know, life happens, and this isn't necessarily a priority yet, but I'm happy to randomly appear. Anyway, have a lovely day.